Okay, hello everybody. It's Meredith. I've got different things on my table here. I am not in my craft room because my nephew's home from the Navy visiting and he's got stuff in there, so yeah. Anyhow, see what we're gonna do. I've got this little tiny journal that I've been working on, and it is a little baby. I don't know, it's about 3 inches tall, about almost 2.5 inches wide. And I've just been, putting some decorations. I put a little lace on the edges of some of the pages. So yeah, so we're do that. I've got some little bits here that some of it's gonna go in. Hopefully, I don't know if you can see my little dog. She seems to think she should give me kisses. I've also got this. I got this out of In Her Studio magazine. This was in the back of the magazine. I guess these are different magazines that you can get. And I thought about using these for the covers for miniature little books. I thought maybe that would be kind of cute. Just fold up some paper and glue this to the front. Or actually make a miniature little book. I'm not sure. But that's what these are for. So, and this is, I bought this on Temu. This, you fill it up yourself. It's like a water paintbrush, like a water brush, but it's got a felt tip on it. And I thought I've got some paper over here, so I'm going to do a little bit coffee staining, which is what I've got in here. It's just some coffee and a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and then I just give it a little shake because it's instant coffee. Use some more little bits. I'm not sure if I'm going to put her on the front, which I kind of like her, but then I found this one, and there's purple in the background, and there's purple here, so I think it kind of looks good, but I might glue it on so that I can put a tiny bit of the craft paper color cardstock in the background. I'm gonna go with it. Yeah, I'll move that out of the way. Let me move this out of the way. I've got several little things I'm gonna work on because that's what kind of day it is. Got some scissors. I left my glue on the tray behind me. These are some stickers that I got. They are a washi tape sticker, but they're pretty. I mean, if you like Victorian, that's what these are, some Victorian stickers. I'm not sure if I'm going to put any of these in the little book. Depends on the sticker. But I've got 2 of these. I have 2 of these books. And I also thought they could make kind of cool little embellishments for journals, because I have 2. I could, two of the same size, and then there might be some that match in the other, and then I could put them on the back, on some cardboard or some chipboard or whatever, and then punch a hole in it, put an eyelet in it, maybe a ball pen, and hang it pardon me, hang it from a journal. So I thought that might be kind of cool to try and see what that does. But I've got just some regular computer paper here, and I'm gonna use the coffee dye. I'm gonna call it a coffee dye marker. I don't know if anybody's ever seen one of these. I didn't see one of these, and it's kind of cool. I mean, it's kind of cool because you can pump it. You just press it down, and then the coffee comes, and then you just rub it on your paper. I mean, that's kind of dark. course, we all know the longer you let the coffee sit, the darker it gets. And if you don't know, that's what happens. And I mean, it's just kind of cool. I'm just making some background paper, that's all. Go any way you want. There's, again, no rules to this because Meredith doesn't like rules. I like to break all the rules. And if it works out, then it works out, and I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine with it. If it doesn't work out, again, I'm okay with that too. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing. Just gonna do this all the way across here. I'm just curious. Doing it this way, I found it doesn't take as long to dry. Like if I did a bunch of them at my kitchen counter, which I will be doing that soon. I'll make a little video on how I do that, how my setup looks like. And then it'll come through a little bit. If I wanted to do the other side, I could. I'm probably not going to. I'm probably just going to flip it aside. I've got like 4 of them here. So I'm going to whip through these. Whip through a couple of them. I won't bore you with all of them. You know, I've got baby wipes over here so I can mop up around my, this is a self-healing mat. I bought it at Dollar General. I have 2 of them, same exact size. Because I bought one and then one was gifted to me. Which is nice. I mean, I could just duct tape them together and have a big one for here at this table, because my other mat in the craft studio is, I mean, that one's huge. It takes up, I mean, I've got a 4-foot table in there and it takes up almost the whole size of that table, which is great. But I also almost feel like it's too big, like it's just wasting, you know, because I don't really cut anything that big. So it's kind of a waste of, it was a waste of money to me, and I hate that. I mean, I like it because it protects the whole table, but again, it's just a folding table. It's nothing fancy. There's nothing fancy there. And it was not a very expensive table. And it, you know, it survived the fire, so I kept it. A lot of things survived the fire. Don't feel bad for me. That fire was actually a blessing in disguise. So yeah, so there's that. Okay. I'm going to poke that off to the side. So when you put a page in your journal, you're just going to take one, you're just going to fold it in half, and then you have 4 pages, you know, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. That's how we count pages for journal making. Let me set that there because I'm going to do this one too. I'm just going to fold it in half best I can. I'm not sure what journal these will go into. I don't really have a plan. I never have a plan of what kind of journal I'm going to make. I just don't. And I know that's probably bad, but it is what it is. So this one I'm just going to do a simple flower. Just going to do the center, and then I'm just going to put some petals. I'm not doing anything super fancy. And then I'll use the tip. I get pretty, because it is a pretty big sponge on the end of this, so I'm surprised that you can get such a thin line from it, which is nice, because, and then that's all I'm going to do for that page. Because it kind of soaks through, then I would just go here and do something else, you know. I don't know, maybe we'll just scribble in some grass-ish kind of thing. Just do some grass like that. I might come down with a trunk, a tree trunk. Not super particular on it. Simple, childlike tree. You know. Then I'm just going to do this. Then I'm just going to tap my spongy thing around it, just to kind of indicate leaves. I mean, it's monotone. It's a monotone picture. Is that the right word? Probably not the right word. Maybe you should Google that. But this is what I'm going to do for this. Just patting it in there. There's one lady I watched, Julie Torrance, she would say tap it in. Just tap, tap. So that's what I'm doing. Just tapping. I might come in with some color markers. I've got some acrylic markers. You've seen those. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to leave that as. Just going to do that. This one, oh, I don't know. I wish I had the watercolor set up because I could just watercolor on here, but I'm not going to, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing of it. I am going to attempt to do a simple kitty cat. If it doesn't turn out, then it doesn't turn out. I can either cut it up for, you know, clusters, collage, pardon me, or I can paint over it with some acrylic markers, or just paint, or gesso. I have all of that. So I'm just gonna do a little round face, kind of a roundish body. I'm gonna give it kind of a little tail here. Maybe make that tail a little fatter down here at the bottom. I'm not going to color it all because I want it to be kind of, you know, kitty cats have pointy ears, so I'm going to do some pointy ears. Woo. That's some big ears. Although have you seen those? What are they? Asian short hairs or something, where they have these big ears and they flop. I mean, they are adorable. So cute. I know. And then I'm gonna give them one ear that's brown, and then just a little spot over here, maybe a little bit on the tip, maybe a tiny bit here. They're not realistic. Nothing I draw ever is realistic. Nothing. Because I am not good at that. I'm just going to give them some fake eyelashes because it's kind of cute. Let me see. Kitty cat's noses. When you draw them. I hope that's not upside down. It might be. It should be pink. He's happy. And then of course I gotta put some legs in. Yeah. Yeah. And make him striped kitty. Little stripes here. Some little polka dots. Polka dotted kitty. Give him a heart shape. I do have a cat that he's an outside kitty. It's like a stray cat. We feed him. He has a heart on his back. It's so cute. Poor cat. He goes and gets beat up, and then he comes back home to get healed up. Alright, that's as kitty catty as we gonna get for that. That's it for that one. This one, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do like a tulip shaped, which is kind of like a teardrop coming around, and then this kind of comes and meets here, and that one comes down and meets around. I put a little extra one back in here just because there was room. And then I'm going to do all the way down. I didn't press very evenly on that, but it's okay. And tulips got bigger flower heads, so they actually have bigger, whatever that part on the flower is called that the stem attaches to the flower. I don't know. And they have bigger leaves, taller. And I'm not going to color it in, because if somebody buys this journal with this in here, they can either write in here or write in here, or they can colorize it themselves. So that's all I'm going to do with that, and then those will go in a journal, and I'm gonna be happy with that. I'm gonna try to watch how much time I'm taking. Let me get a baby wipe. So I want to clean that little bit of coffee there, and then I'll keep this baby wipe in case I need it for anything else. There we go. That's that. So yeah, so these are pretty much dry. These are dry now. I'm gonna fold it in half. That'll be ready for a journal, and just open it up. I probably would decorate it. I might put some lace down the side and sew it or glue it. I mean, I do have a sewing machine. Yeah, that's pretty much dry. I mean, there's a couple that are like in damp spots, but it doesn't matter. Maybe I'll fold this one this way. And we'll have to air out for a little bit because the coffee smell in this one is very strong, which I don't mind that. I like the smell of coffee a lot. I do. So those are the coffee dyed ones that I just used with this marker. There is like a bead inside of it, one or two beads, I don't remember. So like if you put watered down acrylic paint in here, you'd probably have to be mindful of it, but you could probably clean that tip or pull it all the way out and wash it out. But you could put like inks in here, food coloring, watered down food coloring. Probably do watercolor paint. You could probably do acrylic paint. I don't know if it would dry up, because acrylic dries so quickly. It might dry that tip out. It might. So I would just be aware that that could happen. So there's the flower, simple tree, that silly little kitty cat, which you could write all over the whole front of that. You don't have to just write in the white spaces. It's light enough that you can draw all over the whole thing, and it's really easy. I mean, I think I bought that coffee at Dollar Tree. It came in a little thing. I think it's, I don't know, whatever they sell there, and a couple of scoops of coffee with some water in a cup to make however dark you want it. If you want it lighter, then don't put as much. If you want it super dark, put it in there. I had a little bit of the granulated coffee grounds, the instant coffee grounds left in that container, and I just filled it up with water, and then I can dilute it as I want. It's and if you don't have watercolors or any kind of supplies and you have coffee, There you go. There you go. Use different paintbrush sizes, shapes, whatever, and you can make copy dyed papers. If you want to copy dye the whole thing, I put it down. Well, I'll show you at some point. I'll do a video about that. But I use like puppy potty pads, because I had puppy potty training pads, which our puppy did not even use them. So now I have a whole package of them. And so I just lay one down and I put my paper down and I copy dye one side, I flip it over, copy dye the other side, and then I put another piece, and I just keep going until I have like a pile of them. I do them in like sets of 5. And yeah, that's that. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I think, pardon my reach, I think I'm going to take this and this, and I'm just going to glue this straight down onto here. That's what I'm going to do. And then when they dry, then I'll cut them out around so that I have like the little covers. Maybe I'll move it over so I'm not wasting so much paper. Yeah, let me grab my glue real quick. It is literally right next to me. Just have art glitter glue. I have glue sticks. They're in the bedroom though. I'm going to cut this extra paper off because I don't need all that. Why glue it if you're going to just cut it off and throw it away? So I just cut this kind of close, but I'm leaving some space. It doesn't have to be perfect. So yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Just cutting off the extra scraps. Oh, should I keep that because it's got a number on it? See, this is where my hoarding comes in. I see something like this, and I go, oh, that's a number, and I could use that in something, so. Yep, that's how the piles of stuff happen. That's how. And then I just, I'll just set it up to the side because I don't want it in with that. But yeah, so that's that. Anyhow, I hope you are doing well. We had storms roll through here yesterday, and I mean, they were pretty bad. They got southeast of us and a little bit, and probably about a half hour driving away from us. Half hour, 45 minutes, and formed tornadoes. I haven't heard of any injuries. I hope that everyone is okay in that part of Ohio and PA. I watched it develop on the news and thought, oh my gosh, that's scary. That is really, really scary. Kind of wish I had my glue stick right now because this would be almost done, but I don't, so here we go. Swirly, swirly, swirly all over around the whole paper. I just kind of overlap it, and then I'm going to press it down the best I can and hope for the best. But yeah, it was pretty scary looking. I'm glad we didn't have the tornado here. I mean, we've had some pretty bad storms around us in the last month. And I'm hoping that, we don't need any more. Okay? Just don't need any more for a while. Give people a little break. And I'm going to slap this down. I'm going to put that down. I do not have a glue. I don't have a thing out here to spread it. And I don't see anything, so back of the handles it's going to be. Kind of be gentle. Just letting you know, be a little gentle. I have, using the back of my scissors, put a great big hole in it. I don't really want to do that because I kind of like all these images. And I never thought, why don't you just pull those out of those magazines. I was gifted that magazine. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of different ideas in there. So, yeah, when this dries, oh boy, let me put the lid on. I'm terrible at that. When this dries, then I'm just going to cut out each individual one. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm just going to go through. I'm going to cut them out. I don't know how much of the white space I will leave around them. Probably not much. Probably going to cut as close as I possibly can. Yeah. And then I will make little miniature journals. Well, here's comparison. This is 3 inches tall. So these are probably 1.5 inches tall. So that's about how big they would be. And not very big. I won't put more than a small stack of papers with it. Just because it's a decoration. You could put a ball pin on it and hang it from your larger journal. Or you could seal it up really well and make it a little necklace or something. But that's going to dry. So yeah, so let's get this. Let's grab some of this stuff over here. Move my things out of the way. I've got a bunch of little things randomly laying on top of this piece of paper, which I'm going to scooch off to the side. Like I said, I'm going to glue her down. I hope I'm in frame. I really do. I'm trying to be better about that. And then I can give her a little, well, maybe not right there. Maybe about there. I'm going to turn it so it's easier for me to see. Give her a little of the craft paper border, you know, frame her a bit. There we go, getting glue on myself. Nothing new there. Good thing for baby wipes. Although I am terrible, I will not lie. I am the one who will smear that glue on the edge of my table every time. So that's just what I do here. I'm just going to put her down. Yeah, put it down, squish it in a little bit. She may have already been backed onto something. Kind of felt like it. And then I'm just going to get just a very slight, very slight border. I'm going to have to retrim it, but that's, you know, like that. That doesn't bother me. This is a little bit crooked up here, and there's too much to my liking, so I'm just going to take off just a bit. And then she has like a little border. Let's see what this will do, because I just kind of want to darken up this edge just a little bit. Yeah, that's another good solution. If you don't have ink pads, say somebody's using walnut stain or antique something or another, you don't have those things, coffee dye can get the job done just as easily. See? And then when you put her down, she looks good. Yeah. She looks good. Make sure this isn't upside down. I gotta always check my orientation, because I have done things backwards, upside down. Yeah, I'm sure everyone's done that. I put a pocket in one time